Hiker Jay here. This week I'm going to be sharing a cool little side tent to a canopy. Basically any type of canopy has to be straight-legged, 10-foot canopy. It clips right on and you can use it as a tent like we did, which I'm about to show you, or you could use it as a storage area, extra storage area, changing room, whatever it might be. It's really affordable. It's only like 50 bucks, so it's definitely worth checking out. Now, as always, the link to the tent is down below in the description. You can go down there and check it out there online. Now, I'm going to take and walk you around and show you all the different features of this cool little tent. Okay, so first off, they say that this is a 4-person tent. If you're really going to sleep, you could get 4 in here, but a 3-person is really, really comfortable. I'm going to do a quick walk around how it connects and everything, and then I'll show you the inside there. So as you can see up top here, it clips in along the top, and I really like the actual clips that clip on, and they also have some ties too, but I was worried it was just going to be ties. But as you can see, there's a clip there and a bungee on this side. They do this bungee so that it doesn't overstress, and they do it down here too. Here's another tie, and then there's a bungee down at the bottom as well. And I think the bungee's really smart because on all 4 corners are bungees, so that way if it flexes or pulls or the tent moves, it kind of moves with it. So that's kind of a pretty nice setup. But I also like having a really reinforced type clip and clip here too. So one thing I do want to mention is that this is an Easy Up tent. It is not the one by Ozark Trail. You can get the Ozark Trail one, but I just have an Easy Up one, and it works great. It does have to be straight-legged, just like this. You don't want those ones where the legs come out off weird to the side. The straps won't be far enough to reach out on the bottom and on the side. So now front here we have a big open door with a screen on it. As you can see, the screen in the back too. So you have 2 windows on this, one on the front, one on the back. So for ventilation, you have that front door window and then this back door window, but the whole top is screened too. Let me see if I can get this. I'm going to pull this up for you. Oh, yep, and the fly ties on as well. So there is the screen right there, which is awesome for ventilation, I think, during rain and stuff. Now, I have not experienced rain with this yet, but I have heard people writing online is that you should probably put a tarp on it coming from underneath the canopy and then over it, because heavy rains, this isn't really, it's a single wall tent. So just know that it's a single wall tent, and that's how it is. Has only 1 pole, this one right here. Assembly is like super easy to put it up. We just clipped in the 2 bottom ones and then clipped all the way around the top, and then came back here, popped the pole in, and then staked these 2 out. And that was great. Worked out really, really well. Over there's my cot. It's kind of pushing against the wall, but it didn't get wet, so that was good. It has these other kind of cool features too, where you can put a plug through here. So if you are at a campsite where you can feed power through, you can do that there, but the rain won't come in, which is pretty cool. Now let's talk about the front door. So now the door here is big, it's huge. There's no problem getting in and out, and the zipper moves really nicely. Like sometimes, when you have a zipper and it just doesn't move very well. This one moves really well, even with the tent kind of pulling and putting stress on the zipper. It has no problem opening, which I really like about it. So big, huge zippers. I don't think I should have any problem. As I was unzipping, I noticed too, I forgot to tell you about this. So it has tie downs right there and there. So if you want to roll that top up and just let the screen and let it air out, you can tie it off on the top, which is pretty cool. Like I said, it's such an affordable little tent, but it's packed with a bunch of features. I just really like it. All right, let's talk about the inside now. So I know this is a crazy mess. It was like 32 degrees last night, so we just threw a ton of blankets in here. But I told the boys to just leave it because I wanted to do this video. So I've got a cot that's way too big. It's like a supersized Cabela's cot. Now a regular cot would fit, I think, just fine. But so my cot took up a lot of space. There's where my other son was, and the other one's right there, and he's on a Thermarest and he's on a Climate. But if you didn't have this big cot in here, I'm sure you could fit 4 people going that way, no problem. Now going in, there's not a ton of features in here because it's just a big open space. But of course you've got your screen top, but you can see you've got a hook up there where we hooked up our light for lantern hanging. You can open your window, and then really the only other features that they have are these pockets on the side of the back front wall right here. So I really liked having this hang thing right here above my cot, because I had my BioLite charger where I could, charge my phone in there. I had my headlamp. So you can just put stuff in there that you need to grab real quick in the middle of the night, and it's not just laying on the floor like my son's bag is down there. So just the inside, pretty simple, pretty basic. I will say that my one son, his blanket was up against the wall pushing real hard, and he said that was damp in the morning. I did notice that because it was cold and we were breathing in the tent all night long, that there was some condensation, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Seeing that we had 3 people sleeping in there at 32 degrees. So, but what people talk about is right up here. You see how it's so closely connected? Rain can actually come in this hole right here. So my plan, if it's raining, I'm going to put a tarp clipped up here and then running down over the top, so that it really just kind of pulls everything away from it. And that's a simple fix with a $5 tarp, but I always have tarps with me anyway. So they do talk about how the rain can come in all the way through there. So you want something that will keep it that way. They do have canopies too now that have that extra piece that goes out, and I thought about getting one of those, but maybe, not really sure. So now that we've cleared everything out, you can kind of see, I wanted to show the bottom is tarp at the bottom, but there's really no bathtub. Bathtub meaning when it actually comes up the side and keeps rain out. So that could become a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually seam seal that whole area. I'm going to spray that down and get it all sealed, because it really does not have a bathtub on it. Just wanted to let you know, especially off that back end, if the rain really runs down, it could get there. So you can see it's kind of up off the ground in the back, but that's something to be conscious of when you're setting up. Make sure that back end's not like in a low area. Now my plans for this tent is to do a really kind of affordable, cheap overlanding type setup. With the canopy and the tent, it's like 150 bucks, so that's really affordable. And my idea is this, that I will back my Jeep up into this spot right here, and my full kitchen, Jeep kitchen, will come out there, and then we'll have like the full setup for like being able to cook in the back of the Jeep. And then I'll put a fire pit off to this side, and then probably on that back wall, I'm gonna get one of those like just back walls so that it's kind of closed off and a little bit private. But what's cool about that is we can just close up the Jeep, go driving, go do some 2-tracking and things, come back to camp and just back up, back in, and we're all set up. So I'm pretty excited about it. We had our first sleep out in it, worked really well. I think it's gonna be the 2020 overlanding camping setup for me and my family. Like I said, if you wanna check out the tent, you can click the link down below. Till next time, just remember, life's a hike, so hike happy. Get a clip-on tent for your easy up. It's pretty sweet.